This is Darryl Williams.
And this is Phil Martin.
We're going to introduce you to the BX500.
A phenomenal amp in a very small package. It weighs less than 5 pounds. You can hold it in one hand, and it's 500 watts. Let's turn this amp around and let's look at the back of the amplifier first before we look at the front. There's a DI on the back right here. Now this amp is either 8 ohms, 4 ohms, or 2 ohms, which is very rare for an amp this size.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and another thing you have is a switch to go from 4 ohms to 2 ohms, which it protects the amplifier. It also has an effects loop right here, and a headphone out, and a tuner out as well on the back. So that's a lot for a small amplifier, okay?
And the coolest thing about this amplifier is that out of the box, it sounds great.
It sounds great right out the box. That's completely flat right now with no EQ. Here's the graphic EQ, which is the most obvious feature on this amp if you just look at it from a distance. There's also a parametric EQ on the front, which is really easy to, to get your sound, or you can just run it flat. You can run it flat. It's clean, lots of bottom, all the highs you want, all the mids you want, completely flat, out the box.
Okay. Mine I like set flat. Okay. I like the natural sound of this amplifier, so I pretty much set mine flat.
Okay. I can run it flat, and I can get a great sound flat, but still there's a certain a sound that I like to hear. It's not an overly scooped sound, but I like to hear just a little bit of that scoop thing in the sound. Okay. Just a little shaping in the sound. So I want you to hear what happens when I do that. It's a little bit more snap. I feel a
little bit of growl.
A little bit more growl. That thing. I don't even know. I just call it that thing. Okay? But you can also get what's known as that Jocko sound, I guess.
Exactly.
If you roll off the highs a little bit. Okay. Let's bump that. Let me add a little bit of this graphic here. I'm gonna add some low mids in there. Roll off the highs on the bass a little bit. Nice mid round. Woo!
The thing is about what Carbon has done. Carbon has created a premium sound for an affordable price. Not only that, it's compact, it's light. For session musicians and musicians who are constantly busy, the biggest obstacle in carrying equipment is the size and the weight. This is 5 pounds. You can put this in a bag. If you also want to combine it with a 210 cabinet,
or a 115.
Or 115.
Or a 410.
Or 410. I like 410. You're set. You're good to go.
Well, let me say this.
Okay.
Last week I performed with this incredible saxophonist named Brandon Fields, and I used this head and this cabinet, and I made one trip. I had this in a bag on my shoulder. I actually had my bass in a gig bag on my back, and I walked in with this on my right hand. Okay, so I made one trip, and I mean there was a lot of bass players in that night. Tom Barney was there, Rashawn Westmore. There was a bunch of guys, and they all could not believe that I was using this head and this 210 and it was so loud. The band leader actually turned around to me about 3 or 4 times and said, "Hey man, hey, could you turn down just a little bit?" And this was this was a loud gig. It wasn't like a quiet, smooth jazz gig. This was an aggressive, funky Latin fusion gig. Okay, and this rig did the job.
That little baby did it.
Yeah.
And again, just the quality that Carvin puts in. The thing is, Carvin is always putting good quality into their amplifiers and their guitars. That's known. What they have done now, they have gotten the sound. They've gotten the sound that the industry players are looking for. And that's why you need to come out and check out the BX500.
Okay, let me say something else, okay? There's one thing I left out about this amp. It's minor, of course, but it also has a drive control here, which just adds a little bit of tube. I'm going to add just a little bit more of this, and I want you guys to hear what this amp sounds like in here. I'm playing pretty loud right now. Not really loud, but loud enough, okay? So.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm out of here. No.
You gotta get it.